just don't understand.
It's really this really all stems from that promotional video they put out.
Video.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who oversaw that, but they should probably be fired.
Yeah, I hope they don't work there anymore.
I mean, that is a huge oversight. Letting that happen, seriously. I
you mean the blue lady with her own iPhone using it as a prop that didn't sell it for you?
Yeah, that video.
I mean, I think
Welcome, Walt Disney World fans, to another episode of the Notcast, presented by NotClub33.com. This week on the show, we're talking about the Star Wars Hotel, aka the Galactic Star Cruiser. Is it gonna flop? It's not even out yet, but is it already destined to flop? We'll get into that in a little bit, but first, let's introduce my friends on the panel today. Becky Wells is here.
Hello.
Pat Neestat in the building.
What's up?
And so is Bobby Burchins.
In honor of the Hollywood Tower Hotel and coronavirus. Shot, 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 shot!
What?
I don't get it.
I don't know who sings
that was
song,
Lil Jon.
But it is.
That was Lil Jon, and that was cold medicine.
Oh.
There you go. My name is Steve Rhodes. Welcome again to the Notcast. This is our Star Wars Hotel episode, take 2. We kind of touched on this last season. But now that we've got, those preview videos with that blue lady singing and seeing some lightsaber fighting on the ship, we know some things that kind of came out in the last couple of months, and now we're seeing people actually canceling their reservations in the first month for this hotel that's not even launched. Bobby, you famously wrote an article on our website way back when, before Star Wars Galaxy's Edge came out, saying that Galaxy's Edge would flop. You were obviously wrong about that, but
it remains to be seen.
Well, it clearly has not. But on this hotel, you sent a text message to all of us saying, is it just me or is this hotel going to flop? And I think I might agree with you. What's making you say that this time? Okay,
so it's at the very least with Galaxy's Edge, they at least included it in the price of admission for Hollywood studios. But with this is its own separate thing that you're paying literally the cost of a cruise to actually go somewhere foreign. Even, I mean, going somewhere in the Caribbean or Mexico or wherever the hell else, you're paying an actual price of one of those cruises to go to an actual different destination, to stay inside of a very well air-conditioned building, I'm taking it, and looking at a bunch of shitty plastic screens and plastic buttons that look like they were put together for a McDonald's Playhouse. I mean, that's what you're doing. And you also have a bunch of people dressed up and stuff like that. I know people have heard of this LARPing phenomena, where people go out to parks and dress up like Vikings and all sorts of shit. They just made fun of it on that Hawkeye series. Yeah, that's not a thing that normal people do. It's what a bunch of fucking weirdos do. So you have to have rich weirdos who want to get dressed up as Star Wars. I mean, we're dwindling the audience. We're funneling it down so that maybe 7 people that can afford this and really want to do this are going to be able to actually make reservations and have fun with it. Everybody else is going to be super disappointed in it. So yeah, absolutely, I see this flop.
Pat, you're big into the Star Wars. Do you agree with his point there?
Well, I think the issue with it is that it's not for the hardcore fan. Because that's who's going to want to stay there anyways. And if they make a great experience for the hardcore fan, then there's a good chance that other people are probably going to like it as well once they share their experiences with the other people. Just like if you watch the show The Mandalorian, and that show is for the hardcore fan, and it became a huge phenomenon, and everybody's not huge into Star Wars liked it. So if you're into role-playing and this kind of thing, if they made it for the hardcore fan, then I feel like it would be a success, but it doesn't look that way.
If I may counter that, that's Jon Favreau and creative storytelling and interesting technology that they're using to actually film the series that's making that into a much better show than somebody else doing it. That's not just the Disney problem. That's just having Jon Favreau on board as a showrunner. I mean, Jon Favreau's not showrunning this cruise ship experience.
Right.
He's not your cruise director. So,
Right.
Outside of that, to your point that it's being made for the hardcore fan, well, no, it's being made to press the buttons.
I'm saying it's not being made for the hardcore fan.
Yeah, they failed at
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
That's the problem.
I'm saying it's a fail on that. It like when they showed the bridge for on the starship. There's all these different that looks nothing like anything I've ever seen in Star Wars.
Becky,
to me,
you're go ahead.
It's
Pat,
not made for the hardcore fan, and that's why it's going to fail.
Right. Becky, you sound like you're kind of agreeing with Pat's sentiment on that as somebody that is into the Star Wars universe as well, like, do you feel like it's targeting the hardcore fan, or are you more in Bobby's camp? Yeah.
From what I've seen so far, I think that they have done a piss poor job of showing us what it is that they actually have done. Because before Galaxy's Edge was even open or even partway done, they've had this in the works. They had all of it set up from what they originally said. This is supposed to integrate with things that they have put in Galaxy's Edge already. There's all this stuff in there that like what the hell is this for? And it sort of kind of does a couple things in the app, but that's not what it was for. It's supposed to work with what the storyline is on this Star Cruiser. So theoretically, it's supposed to be freaking amazing and for the hardcore fan, but who wants to have this complete immersion. But from what they're showing us, it's bullshit.
Yeah, from what they're showing us.
It's from what we know now, like I was telling you guys, there's like 2 hours on D23 that they spent just on Star Wars for this specifically. And I still have no idea. I don't think they gave us any new information. It got me more confused. I didn't watch all of it. But then they put out this stupid promo, and it's like,
oh, it was awful.
The deuce is this? They had spent so much time and energy prepping for it that it's like I cannot figure out. They didn't even need to do that promo. Like, they are booked for a while. And those further out ones, you can book those money in the bank based off the first couple experiences if it's really great. You don't need to keep pushing for it before it's open because you already sold out in minutes. And then
they
now
thought
it's
they did.
Questioning whether it is as cool as it was supposed to be. So I just don't understand.
It's really this really all stems from that promotional video they put out.
Stupid video.
Right. Once those 90-day cancellations came up,
Yeah, I don't know who oversaw that, but they should probably be fired.
Yeah, I hope they don't work there anymore.
I mean,
bad plan.
That is a huge oversight, letting that happen. I mean, anybody with a brain that watched that, it's like, what the fuck was this? Seriously. I mean,
you mean the blue lady with her own iPhone using it as a prop that didn't sell it for you?
Yeah, that video.
I mean, I think the idea that they're paying people and casting positions, that sounds like a great idea to me. It just, how's it all going to come together?
The execution is
just
poor.
based on the video.
They should have just left it a complete fucking mystery. That's what they should have done. They already had the interest, and now you've pissed people off because everyone's like, "But this looks stupid."
And Star Wars fans have a lot to be pissed about too, with the sequel trilogies and just the way they've treated Star Wars fans over the years.
That sequel trilogy is
it's already a touchy thing.
Somebody, looking from the outside in. As you viewers know, if you're just now tuning in, I've never seen any Star Wars movie.
Really?
My whole Star Wars experience comes from things that my friends tell me, and I've ridden the 2 rides in Galaxy's Edge, and obviously, what's the Star Wars ride that was there forever? Star Tours. I've ridden that. So that's what I know about Star Wars. When this hotel was first announced, me, as a person that doesn't give a crap about Star Wars, seeing the price and the speculation about the price, I knew it was not going to be for me, but I did envy those people that had the money and were big into Star Wars because it sounded like something that was going to be this awesome experience. Of course. And it was like enviable. I was never going to go, and I would love to like walk through and just see it one day, never staying there, but I knew I'd never be able to do that. Now, on the flip side, after seeing these previews, I know it's still sight unseen, but I feel sorry for the people that didn't cancel their reservation in time. And to your point, Pat, I know very little about this franchise, but I do know that You know, with Star Wars, these things aren't supposed to look as clean. It looks more Star Trek-y inside, like this clean building.
Whoa.
And I'm talking. It looks clean, you know, and it doesn't look anything like you've seen even in Galaxy's Edge or in a movie preview where things are just kind of compiled together to make things work for the Resistance. And with that, it just feels like it's going to fall flat on its face. And like you said, they're acting like they're making this for the hardcore fan, but how is that? I mean, how is that possible when you're not reaching that fan? There's only 100 cabins, so when there's only 100 rooms, that means Disney thinks they're targeting this at the hardcore fans, and right there just proves that they missed the boat, because with only 100 rooms, if you can't sell out every day with only 100 rooms, you flat fucking messed up. And it just, I mean, this is Star Wars. Yeah. You can't sell out a Star Wars hotel with only 100 rooms. That's it looks extremely bad with all these cancellations and all this availability, even in month 1.
Yeah,
I just want you to get the Star Trek's name out your mouth. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no one cares about Star Trek right now. We're talking about Star
Why do you have to?
You don't need the right now in there.
Yeah,
but yeah, I think we all think it's going to flop at this point, but
it just seems the problem is it just seems so fucking easy to hit. It should be a home run. I still understand
it could be a home run at $1,500 maybe. But for like $5,000 for some of these cabins, like what could you possibly be getting?
But Bobby, they can't make.
We got to pay for the talent.
They can't win at $1,500 because there's only 100 rooms. That's why the price is the price. You can't pay characters to walk around and parade around in costume all day if you're only charging $1,500.
But if you're paying $5,000 for 2 nights, look, there's very few family-friendly things that I could stay on this show that would be worth $5,000 for two nights.
But there's 100 people out there every day that can do that. It's not even with their
last name is
more than that for their VIP tours for 7 hours.
Plenty of people that can afford to do that.
Yeah.
But there's only 100 rooms, so that's what they counted on. Hardcore fans that had the expendable income, or the hardcore fan that would save up enough money to be able to do this one time would do it. And when you're going to launch in the month of March, and when you're not sold out bookend to bookend the month of March for 100 rooms for a 2-day, that's 15 days of reservations.
It's embarrassing.
So that's only really 15 basically days of reservations because it's a 2-day event. You can't sell out the whole month with only 100 rooms. That is shame on you. So
yeah, of course, it's both a sales problem. I think it's like I said, I also think it's a price problem because you cannot keep begging people.
Bobby, you can't price it at $1,500 though.
No. What I'm getting at is that you can't. But you can't make an experience for the exclusive. Listen, you cannot make an experience, no matter what the experience is, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Mickey Mouse, whether it's whatever the fuck it is. You can't make an experience at $5,000 and expect that to be sustainable over any sort of long period of time.
They do it all the time with Disney Cruise Line.
Yeah, I was going to say, look at
that's a different situation where you're literally going somewhere else, and you actually have different experiences every time that you go there. This is different, man. It's the same story every time.
Before they put out this video, they have wasn't the first month completely booked.
3
months. That
months.
tells you people were willing to pay for it until they saw this shit that came out, and they're like, "What the fuck? I'm not paying for this. This is not what I expected."
They were booked
this
for
looks
3
like
months.
Some general crap that has nothing to do with me as a hardcore Star Wars fan wants to experience.
That's what it feels like to me.
So they canceled.
As a person on the outside looking in, you saw all these reservations. They were booked. Chapek was on the earnings call bragging about this, being booked for the first 2.5 months, almost 3 months, booked end to end. They put out the promo videos, and now they can't even get their March reservations. They've lost the hardcore fan that they were going for. They clearly were targeting the hardcore fan with only 100 rooms. That's the smallest resort on property by far, not even close. There's nothing even remotely that small. So with only having 100 rooms, they were targeting a hardcore fan with expendable income, and they drove them away. And me looking at
severely overestimate that number of people that have that kind of disposable income that are that hardcore of a fan. Is what I'm getting at. Like, but that's just like. Yes, I do think that Pat lives in his mom's basement because he's a Star Wars fan, but that's beside the point. I also happen to think that people are reasonable. They get to that level of income by not spending money on stupid shit like this. So, yeah, they're going to take a look at
a small percentage of everybody staying at these top-tier hotels. Have you looked at rack rates for, like, the Grand Floridian, Polynesian, Contemporary? You look at this tiny percentage, and you tell me that those people aren't just pissing their money away for whatever, like... And then they go on a VIP.
It's nicer rooms, and you get to do whatever the hell you want. It's not the same thing as a Disney vacation.
But this is what those people that are booking it want to do. And
like when you're talking about a Disney vacation, like you can, even though you have to have park reservations.
It's not a Disney vacation,
you
though,
still
Bobby.
get
It's a Star
to
Wars vacation.
That's my point. It's frustrating that y'all aren't understanding my point. I'm sorry. Let me try to reformat it. This type of vacation is fucking stupid. Like this whole
different.
That's my point.
That's a different point.
It's not the
but that's what I've been trying to argue this whole time is that you're paying $5,000 for a dumbass, completely guided vacation where you're LARPing and you're doing it under one guise of a theme that is admittedly popular, but at the same time has a maximum limit. It's not 500 billion people that are going to come out to go see Star Wars.
So you think?
Exclusive.
So let me just. Yeah, let me just ask you this then, Bobby. You think that all those people just randomly canceled the day after the preview dropped, even though it was booked for 3 months, or they canceled because they just came to the reality of what you're saying now on camera?
No, what I'm saying is that it's not that you're wrong. It's that long term, the reason why it flops is because I'm ultimately right as well. That when you can't have a sustainable vacation experience like this. This has to be like
it's only 2 days.
But what I mean by sustainable vacation experience, I mean more than a year of being open. Like Galaxy's Edge is going to endure at this point, much to my chagrin, because it's included in people's already in people's park ticket at this point, and they're not spending additional money to get in Sans the Lightning Lane. But that's $15. So what I'm getting at though is that with this experience, there's only a handful of people comparatively to the population of the United States.
I don't know, man. We're talking about worldwide.
That will spend that money at this point. So at some point, you run out of potential customers. That's why it's going to flop. The hardcore fans can throw tens of thousands of dollars at this thing, and I think it's fucking stupid if they do that too. But that's the hardcore fans of it. But you can't have this long-term sustainable vacation experience or expect this to be any sort of have any sort of longevity. Unless you're appealing a little bit to like a mid-grade fan and someone who doesn't have $5,000 to blow on 2 fucking days for a mid-grade fan
is never going to do this. A mid-grade fan would never want to do this, regardless of price.
I would totally do this.
I want to reiterate my point. If they made it an amazing experience outside of the hardcore fan, for the hardcore fan, outside the hardcore fan will probably come and check it out, and if they enjoy it, it's just gonna travel. I mean, there's a lot of people to support this. It doesn't seem like they did it right.
They missed the boat.
I mean, you can argue about price. Everything's overpriced. In a year, it's going to be $6,000 or whatever. It's going to
2 years. It's going to be $0 because it's going to be closed. So get it in while you can.
We'll see what they do
everything.
with it.
Cautiously optimistic that it's still going to be badass, but they've screwed it on that promo. So I don't know that I think it'll flop. I just think that they totally jacked their opening.
Yeah, I don't know either. Yeah, I don't know if it'll flop or not. But
well. Ultimately, something will have to give with it. I think what we're going to eventually see is if it doesn't, take off the way it's set up, they'll have to build on more rooms, get rid of the costume theming, and just kind of call it a Star Wars themed hotel. And it'll just be any other run-of-the-mill hotel without the character experience.
They're not even going to be able to do that. They're just going to have to go to another room or another hotel entirely.
That would be sold out immediately. That's the thing.
Yeah, they'll raise. It'll be something of that nature, where it's just reasonable, and it'll just be. That's the only thing they're going to be able to do with it because what they have
the
just looks
All-Stars.
like they missed the boat. I don't think it's going down that far, but Let us know what you think. Do you agree? Do you think this Star Wars hotel project is going to fall flat on its face? Do you think it still has potential? Let us know in the comments section down below. While you're down there, you made it this far, might as well hit the subscribe button and hit the like. That lets YouTube know that this was a good video and other people should take a look at it. Hit the notifications so you know when we upload videos, which is pretty much every Friday right here on this channel, 4 p.m. Magic Kingdom time. We'll see you guys next week.